Have you ever wondered what might happen if you pulled up something strange and magical from the sea? Something that could change your fate forever? Tonight's tale from the Middle East begins with a poor fisherman, an old copper jar, and a genie whose anger nearly cost a man his life, but also taught him the power of cleverness and wisdom. Long ago, by the shores of a wide and restless sea, there lived a fisherman. Every morning, before the first rays of dawn painted the sky, he would rise from his bed, carry his worn nets, and set out to the water's edge. His clothes were patched, his hands rough, and his stomach often empty, but his heart was patient. One rule guided his days. He cast his nets only 4 times each morning. No more, no less. For he believed that was his destiny's number. On the first cast, his net came up heavy, but when he pulled it onto the sand, it was filled only with mud and weeds. He sighed, but tried again. On the second cast, the net rose with rocks and shells, but no fish. The third time, it caught broken pots and bones from the sea's floor. The fisherman's shoulders drooped. "One last chance," he whispered, casting his net a 4th and final time. As the net sank, the waves shimmered like silver under the starlight. When he drew it back, it was heavy, heavier than he had ever felt before. He heaved and strained until at last it lay on the sand. Inside was no fish, but an old copper jar sealed tightly with a cap of lead, stamped with strange markings that glowed faintly in the sun. The fisherman brushed the sand from it. "Strange treasure," he murmured. "Perhaps it will fetch a coin or 2 at market." Curious, he pried at the lead seal with his knife until at last the cap popped free. The moment the seal broke, a curl of smoke poured out. It rose higher and higher until it thickened into a whirlwind that darkened the sky. The fisherman stumbled back as the smoke twisted and roared, taking shape. From the swirling cloud emerged a towering genie, his eyes burning like coals, his voice booming like thunder. "Free at last!" the genie roared, stretching his arms as if shaking off centuries of chains. "For 100 years I swore I would reward the man who freed me, but no one came. For the next 100 I promised treasures to my rescuer. Still no one came. For the 3rd 100 I vowed to make my savior a king. Yet no one came. And so, in my rage during the last 100 years, I swore, whoever frees me, I shall kill without mercy." The fisherman's heart dropped like a stone. "Kill me? But I have done you a kindness." The genie's laugh rolled like thunder. "Such is my vow, and so it shall be." The fisherman, though trembling, was clever. He looked up at the towering genie and bowed politely. "If you are so powerful, great spirit, surely you could not have fit into so small a jar as this. My eyes must deceive me." The genie sneered. "Foolish man, do you doubt my power? I was bound in that jar for centuries, sealed by Solomon's command." "Impossible," said the fisherman calmly. "You are vast as a mountain. Show me, if you truly were inside." The genie, eager to prove himself, shrank into smoke once more, swirling downward until, with a hiss and a puff, he squeezed himself back inside the copper jar. Quick as lightning, the fisherman clamped the lid shut and pressed the seal back down. The jar rattled with fury as the genie howled inside. "Trickster! Release me this instant!" The fisherman shook his head. "You swore death upon me when I gave you freedom. Better you remain trapped than I lose my life." The genie's voice turned softer, more desperate. Wait, forgive my anger. I will grant you riches, kingdoms, whatever you desire. Only open the jar once more." The fisherman stroked his beard, thinking. He was poor, hungry, and weary of hardship, but he also knew greed had led many men to ruin. "I will not free you unless you swear by the Most High that no harm will come to me, and that you will reward me for my mercy." The genie swore the oath, his voice trembling with power. At last, the fisherman pried the lid open again. This time, when the genie burst forth, he bowed low before the man. "You are wise beyond measure, fisherman. Ask, and you shall receive." The fisherman thought carefully. "I do not ask for kingdoms or endless treasure. only a way to earn my bread honestly and to live without hunger." The genie smiled, his fiery eyes glowing softer now. He gave the fisherman a small sack. "Cast this into the sea each day, and it will bring you fish enough to live in comfort. But remember, share your catch with those who are hungry, for blessings grow only when they are shared." The fisherman bowed in gratitude. From that day on, his nets never failed him. He and his family lived in peace, and he never forgot the power of wit and wisdom over fear and force. Cleverness and wisdom can overcome even the greatest dangers, and kindness shared brings lasting blessings. And that, dear friends, was The Fisherman and the Genie, a tale of danger, wit, and the strength of wisdom over brute power. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more magical folk tales from around the world. And be sure to press the bell icon so you never miss a new tale. If you had freed the genie, what would you have wished for first? Treasure, power, or wisdom? Share your answer in the comments below.